YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Clipper the Clip. I'm back at it with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be stating my predictions for sports, current events, and etc. So, let's just jump into it without showing anybody else's content. My first prediction, and what I'm talking about, and how I'm going to explain that, is going to pretty much sum up the whole conversation. And if you're a better gambler or whatever, you fall into the category of Beelzebub and all of that. Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, this is interesting due to the fact that Bud Crawford jumped up to 168 and this will be his first fight. Now, Canelo has done this. He's jumped up plenty of weight classes after his loss to Mayweather. However, they call boxing the sweet science for a specific reason, because that's exactly what it is. And after the finished project becomes an art or an artist. Canelo Alvarez is a Mexican fighter who's stationary and flat-foot. He can move, but he boxes on the inside. He throws deadly body shots, punishing body shots, and he is automatic off the combination when it comes to landing a headshot that could put you out or put you on the knee. Now, me personally, I feel like Canelo Alvarez did not fight certain fighters when he was supposed to fight them, but that happens in the sport of boxing, just like Mayweather. And there's always a question if it takes away from their greatness or not. Me, boxing physically, I feel like you can say what you want. However, until you participate in the sport, then you will have a different outlook on the situation. So I don't take nothing away from Saul Canelo Alvarez. He is actually one of my favorite fighters to watch. I watch all of Canelo's fights. I watch Canelo's highlights on my phone and everything. So this is nothing to be biased or prejudiced or anything. This is me breaking down the sweet science because I'm a fighter myself. So what we seen in the Bivol fight, we seen a bigger man than Canelo break him down. A person that has not been in the limelight break him down, right? That's our point. People like Kovalev, who was in the limelight, who took Andre Ward to the final buzzer, you caught him at a very weak point in his career. He got a lot taken out from him. Had you fought a different Kovalev, it would have been a situation to talk about. However, I used Bivol, Dmitry Bivol, to show you a shell of what Kovalev could have been if Canelo would have fought Kovalev at a perfect time when he both was ready for the fight. That's what you look at. And there's a few fighters Canelo knocked out, but you can see that the fighter that was comfortable at the weight class and Canelo stepped up, Canelo was already ready. He was ready, and these people just took the fight for the money. But you seen another fighter beat Canelo, which was Floyd, and he used his legs and he used counter punching, which is deadly against the traditional Mexican style in the box, in your face boxing. Okay, it's a ring for a reason. The Mexican style does not work against a fighter that has dexterity, agileness, awareness, and quickness, and could counterpunch off any angle. It just is never going to work. It's not about a person being a coward to just sit there. It's just, you trained it and teach you to sit there, because I ain't teach you how to box like that. And if I just went 6 to 8 to 10 weeks teaching you something, and then on the night you showed up with something different, I don't think this is the job for me. This is what your trainer would say to you.
Okay.
But just to show you a prototype, such as Mayweather, who could punch off the back foot and who could move in every angle in a split second, a Mexican style fighter is not going to be able to do anything with that. Now, the other people that gave him Canelo Alvarez a run for his money, such as Iralazi Laura, right? He stood there with Canelo, and then he moved off the back foot. That's what Gervonta Tank Davis does, and that's what people that come from a shorter stature, that's fighting a taller fighter in a ring like that. That's what you learn. You learn to keep the jab at the chin, right? You take the body shot and you move around, and you see what his tall ass is doing. So with that being said, Canelo is he's a right-handed fighter. He's an orthodox fighter. Okay, his left foot is out. He's pumping the jab, and he's using his right hand as the two, and that's the boom hand. However, Canelo bangs at the body, and he has a deadly hook to the body. Not just the head, he has a deadly hook to the body, which when you break the body down, the head falls. We all know that as fighters, rigorous fighters, not drill fighters. Only thing with Canelo is that he's not 6 foot. If he was David Benavidez's size, they're the same fighter. If you look at it, you see what I'm saying? He would be more of a threat because of the range in a boxing fight. Now, this is going to hurt everybody's feelings. Like I said, I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. Okay, I'm a David Benavidez fan. There's nothing you can say. I'm not ashamed to say fan, favorite, none of that. All right, if I learn from you, that means I have to stay away from you because I look at you as competition. But what's gonna really pop y'all balloon is that Terrence Bud Crawford is a right-handed fighter by nature, and he's a better right-handed fighter than everybody that's fighting, and nobody gives him credit for it. So when you see this man, right, boxing from the left, yeah, he's 38? He's 38 years old. Boxing from the left side for about the last 10 years because at a young age, he started as a right-handed fighter. You start to see what I'm talking about. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. Canelo Alvarez does drink. Smoking is the least worries, right? Is the least worries because you see what happened to Errol Spence. He's a drunk. That's the safe haven. Certain people can use marijuana as a steroid if they use it the right way. However, you're not able to use alcohol as a steroid in any kind of way unless you're on steroids, not just marijuana. So with that being said, you have to look at the whole situation, what I just explained to you. Canelo Alvarez is not an ambidextrous fighter, and he's not a southpaw. So you got to look at the basic question. Is Canelo Alvarez a better right-handed fighter than Terrence Bud Crawford? And Terrence Bud Crawford has been going left hand for about the last 10 years, and he's 38 years old. Now, when you're a fighter and you spar, you're a boxer and you spar, right? And you get exhausted from your repetitions, and you don't switch sides to loosen up. You are in a fight just going off of your paranoid and muscle memory. So fighters that can display that is Rolly Romero. You see how Rolly was really like stiff? That's from coming forward being a right-handed fighter. You see how he was only 135, 140 pounds with a terrific physique that he had that he walks in every night when he fights, but he's stuck that way. Okay, that's an atrium of breathing. If you don't know the left and right side, there's two different ways of breathing, and that's why his structure is so, his physique is chiseled or whatever, but he's slow. All right, he's slow, and he's only surviving off of instinct, and he has the armor, meaning his body, to withstand a certain amount of damage control. So now if I have a fighter such as Jaron Boots Ennis, who has pop in both hands, so does Bud Crawford. Now the difference is Jaron Ennis is an ambidextrous fighter, meaning he's going to switch completely. Okay? However, what makes Terrence Bud Crawford probably the best fighter besides Alexander Usyk, but from about 160, 154 and down, from super welterweight on down to about 130, 135, wherever he started when he fought like Gamboa and stuff, when Gamboa was nasty. You have to realize that this man has pop in both hands, meaning his jab is going to be like somebody's power hand to knock you out when you're in like a movement. You understand? When you're in a degree, it's called boxing. So just think about we trapped inside a box, me and you. We can't really move that much, right? Now think about somebody's left hook. Boom, a connection. It's a knockout punch. However, when he switches and he throws that same left hand straight and it's not a devastating knockout punch, it's because he grotesque an amount of power in an angle, meaning a hook. So you develop the flexibility and everything, the power and the sharpness with a turned punch. This man, Terrence Crawford, his power off a movement, like if he just sidesteps and hits you just straight, is going to be 2 times worse than you anticipated. And that's how he won, and that's how he wins every single fight. Same thing with Jaron Boots Ennis. So your deadly hook, right? Your deadly hook that turns into a pussy punch, a bitch punch, when it's a straight punch, or it's a looping punch, when it turns into a pussy punch, when it's not angled and stationed the same way, you're just a null factor. N-U-L-L. Go look up what that means. N-U-L. You're a null factor. Because not only is that person conditioning the punch from every angle, he can take the punch from every angle just by exhausting himself. So I happen to know about this because I'm going to whip your ass either or both sides. I'm going to let you feel something at least one time. Especially if I don't like you. I'm going to switch it on you. And that's what Crawford is. He's a switch hitter. Not necessarily an akimbo or ambidextrous fighter. So he has a slickness that Jaron Boots Ennis is not in the training camp practicing. It's like a trick shot. You know how you throw a trick shot on a jump shot, or if you're a football player, you can throw a sidewind. If you're the quarterback, you can throw a sidewind instead of a Hail Mary or something like that. Yeah. So Canelo he's in an amount of danger. Okay, he's in an amount of danger that he just doesn't see because he's flabby. That's Clint Butyrol. When you take them supplements and you don't keep taking them and keep up with them, they protrude you. It's called something called protruding. So they protrude the stomach because the chemicals blew up the gas at the bottom of your 8-pack, 12-pack, or whatever that you were aiming to get. Now, the human body, you can get a 12, or you can get a 2, or you can make it a solid muscle like a Dowsing. You know what I'm saying? It's just different ways to do it. And a lot of people just don't want to take it because a lot of people that tried it passed away. They died. The air left their body, and they didn't come back with a chakra because they didn't come back at all. Now, if you're fighting a switch hitter, you're going to get caught with a corny looking punch. It's going to be a punch that's going to make the fans mad, but we know that shit hurt. It took all the air out you. Now mind, I'm being dead serious. Now listen, he was a right-handed fighter. So now when he's in a left-hand position and he was used to knocking people out with his right hand, and now he turned his right hand into a not pussy jab. Yeah. You don't see that? I don't care about the names of the fighter because any given night, somebody that comes in extra good shape is going to beat your ass no matter how much of his experience and good boxing you are. Dead serious. You can get broken. You can have 50 years experience boxing and be in decent shape, and somebody can just be in better shape than you and come break your ass up. So this is what's going to happen. He's going to drown Canelo by accident. It's like a green chakra. And Canelo's going to get hit awkwardly through the fight. Now, the other people that Terence Crawford just beat, and he ain't get no credit because they names, go look at them fighters again. Those niggas was in excellent shape. No flab, no bum off the street, no nothing, okay? Just because you don't know his name. If it wasn't Terence Bud Crawford, the opposing fighter would have won that night. Take it from me, from a kid that had over 200 fights in the street before the age of 7. Them niggas was in shape. I don't care about the name. Somebody could come conquer you. That's the beauty of all sports. Somebody could come conquer you. It's going to be the next person to come conquer you. Now, we seen Canelo hurt. We seen him get tired. Now, Bud Crawford done got shot in the head before. I don't think y'all niggas know that. That's been swept under the rug. Just like Floyd Mayweather when he killed the person in the club back in the day. And I'm going to just be real with you. I'm going to lay it all down. I'm the person with the facts you need to talk to. I'm the best content maker. Yes, Floyd Mayweather, he got away with murdering somebody in a club. Dead serious. Okay, so beating it, that's what it is, right? And a person like Terence Crawford, right, got shot in the head, and he's been sober ever since. The only drug program that they questioning him in is snack if he's on some type of enhancement. That's it. So Terence Bud Crawford, he has the ability to do what he did to Errol Spence, to do to Canelo. That's it. That fight was at a 154 or 147 or however. Look at that's my point. Boy got his off arm strong. I don't think people understand that. You underestimate that. When you get your opposite hand stronger, you feel a whole nother type of breathing and tiredness. Especially if you're writing, like if you're taking your other hand and you're writing, not just lifting weights, not just punching, yeah. So jumping to 168 was kind of a trap. Because if you're 154 and that's, you know what I'm saying, he got wins at 154, and you just drink a whole bunch of water, you know, you didn't really change anything. I'm 129 sparring 200-pound fighters. You see what I'm saying? So he really didn't change nothing, so he's still in his bop, he's still in his rhythm. So me, I got Terence Bud Crawford stopping Canelo Alvarez late in the fight. I give it to Canelo. He's a little bit more stronger than EJ is. So I give it the 10th or the 11th that he could get stopped if Bud put the pressure on him. I don't really talk about the NBA. I mean the NFL is too much prejudice. I'm hopping to the NBA. The only legitimate move right now, honestly, is for LeBron to take his son and go back to Cleveland. That's it. They go win the championship because they're going to get the whistle. Okay? I'm going to just straight up tell you that right now. They're going to get the whistle in the playoffs. They go into the playoffs. They was just the 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken, this year. So now, once LeBron becomes a businessman and he makes that move and make the NBA journalists and the writers have a blossoming idea, now they have something to headline and make money from and for, and people to impress with new headlines and ideas, and you could just have a father and son moment going back home. It only makes sense. Now, if LeBron want to chill and be a black entrepreneur in LA and enjoy the weather, I could just be real with you. It's a whole bunch of you celebrities that's over there in California doing the same thing? Do you guys really want to be together your whole life and for the rest of your life? Or do you want to break up and then come back a little later and make life a little bit more intriguing for the future? The only logical sense. That's it. LeBron go back to Cleveland. Otherwise, who wins the NBA team? It doesn't matter. All the kill and I'm a Celtic fan. And everybody knows that. I got it tatted on my body. It only matters if LeBron can catch Kobe this season and then catch Michael Jordan. That's it. That's the only thing that matters in the NBA. Everything else is irrelevant. Doesn't matter what y'all do. We need something else. We need the Jordan curse to be broken. It feels like the curse of the Bambino. The Yankee joint, yeah. The Yankee and ball and all that, yeah. That's it. That's the only thing that makes sense. If he does it, he gets the whistle. Tatum, what is Tatum? 32 years old, lying that he's 26. They're about to trade JB, so the Celtics, my Celtics. To be honest with you, when we got rid of Porzingis, I wanted to get rid of Brad Stevens, Angel Mazzulla. Danny Ainge is not a part of the Celtics no more, but that's a Danny Ainge type move. And let me just put you on to something. These people work in different franchises and for different teams as GMs, and they give other franchises players, such as when we got KG and Ray Allen. Stuff like that, okay? So be on the lookout for that. That's what I'm saying. If you want to get this shit popping for the winter, unless you want to be bored, LeBron go back to Cleveland with his son. Darius Garland is out for the first half of the season. You could start Bronny. Because, you know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell, he used to date my cousin back in the day. He fit perfect with LeBron and his son, the way he played, because he'd go down low. So, that's what it is. And then, all the free agents going to want to mess with it. They're going to, all that. D-Wade going to come out of retirement. Bosh is too. It's going to be something, yeah. So, just write him the headline and do that. Just go for 2 years, LeBron. You feel what I'm saying? Go for 2-3 years. That's it. 2-3 seasons. That's it. The flight from California to Cleveland is like $150, right? Yeah. What's the problem? You and Bronny can just go back to LA the night of the game is over and then fly back in the morning because you got it like that. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. I know you don't want to take the adventure and all that sleepy stuff. I get it. But you get me too. You get the point. So, Another fight I got to see, Anthony Yarde versus David Benavidez. I'm not going front. The UK fighters, they be whipping the United States fighters' asses. The heavyweights, the big dudes, they be whipping the United States ass. Yeah, the UK. So I got to see that fight. I'm a little scared for David Benavidez because he came in a little too, gymish. Like he came out the weight room. And as you can see, back in the, go look at Anthony Yarde. He can become a beast. Like, yeah, he gets into the weight room. And you know how them niggas in the UK is. They eat the cow. They pick the cow up, don't kill him or slaughter him, and just try to swallow this shit whole. So, yeah, and that's November. Oh, is it November? Isn't that the UFO? That's the month the UFO is supposed to come to. And didn't King Von die in November? If I'm not mistaken. It's a lot of stuff. A November to remember. It's on its way. What a coincidence, huh? It was a nightmare before Christmas. They didn't talk about Thanksgiving in the damn movie. They only showed Halloween, and they showed the sins of Halloween and Christmas. Gluttony and avarice and greed. Just saying. And his name was Jack. It wasn't Jack the Ripper. It was Jack. Like jacking up a shot, jump shot, jack it up. Feel me? Or a jack that you put in the ground, a polar opposite. Feel me? Yeah, that November situation, that's a little scary, right? Y'all all caught up in a time lapse. Yo, listen, man, listen. This is how real and live life is. 5 years later, you find out Vonnie and Dirk could have backdoored Vaughn. November 6, 2020. 5 years later, a UFO is supposed to come talk to us. That's dumb funny. Me personally, what I think it is, I think it's the introduction of the space military. And then, you know, the elites is going to have like a walkthrough in space. And then maybe an accident or a drop firecracker is going to happen. You know, certain shit happens or whatever. You feel me? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. LeBron is wide open. It's the only thing I could talk about. Feel me? I used to hoop with one of his peoples. So that's why I gotta talk about it. I know Meech done found me on the internet. So I gotta talk about it. He was a LeBron. He played against LeBron, but he was the biggest LeBron fan. And he's from Cleveland, you feel what I'm saying? And we in school. Trying to make me feel away because I'm from New York and I'm a Celtic fan. Like Paul Pierce can't be my favorite player all the time. It's all good. You feel me? Word up. Calling me Lil Wayne, I sound or look like Lil Wayne. You feel me? Like we gonna talk and chat about it. I just seen Corey Guns and that's his other man. They met without me meeting both of them. That's crazy too. Word, it's a small world. LeBron has to go back to Cleveland to make the NBA interesting. They're gonna watch every single game. Not necessarily the Luka Doncic situation, because Luka has time. You can see Luka's an asshole. Like, he might not give it his all to LeBron and let LeBron leave and just be the franchise of the Lakers. You see what I'm saying? So, that's basketball. That's something I would do. It ain't prejudice. It ain't racism or nothing. It's my time to shine. It's about me, right? I'm that dude. I'm the superstar. Everything else is, yeah, that's how I feel too, Luka. So I would stiff him too. I stiff Pitt. Yeah, that's why people don't really like playing basketball. They know how good I really am. And I'll stiff you in a regular game of basketball. I'll be on your team and make sure you lose because I'm better than you and I just wanted to show you that. So, you know what I'm saying, Luka, and I'm important on the court. So, yeah, I can understand. It happens all the time. Ray Allen, Rondo. Excuse me? And it happens by accident. J.R. Smith. Doesn't matter. They still blackballed him for not throwing the ball, for not shooting the ball. You feel me? Yeah. So, LeBron, you gotta go back home, kiddo. Right back to Ohio. And bring his son. He should just start an argument. Yeah, don't ask to get traded. Just start complaining and shit. Just say, you know what, fucking trade me or buy me out my contract until you fix this shit up. I'll come play basketball with you. Say that. You shouldn't leave mid-season. You should go right now to get Bronny integrated into the starting lineup while Darius Garland is on the IR. That's what I'm saying. That's the urgency. That's what makes sense more than anything else. Ask for a trade. That's it. Y'all don't have no big man. Y'all don't in LA. No, you don't. And you don't have a point guard. You don't have an 8-man either. Forget a 6-man or a 7-man. You don't have an 8-man. A point forward. Somebody's going to be a designated shooter at the same time. So you're not going to win a championship. It's easier to go to the... And I'm a Celtic fan. It's easier to go to the championship on the East Coast. That's why they got your ass out of there in the first place. because we kept getting tired of seeing your ass in the playoffs, whining and crying, getting you away from the referees. Y'all niggas forgot, right? Because they wanted us, the boule wanted us to forget. The gamblers, the casinos, they wanted us to forget that shit. LeBron was calling fouls on the Celtics, right on national TV. And the referee was doing it. I was pissed. I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. Last year's a Paul Pierce. Couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. So I give you some advice. Go your ass to Cleveland. You either gonna win or you gonna lose. Period. Can't say nothing else.